Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. We're going to talk all about the human design chart, transit chart for the new moon in Cancer that is happening tomorrow. I've been hearing a lot about how this new moon feels very strong, very powerful. I have done the astrology video, and there's a lot of things going on right now astrologically, so it can definitely feel heavy, intense, wild, high, low. I mean, it's like everywhere, right? And of course, when you're moving towards a new moon, you're going to have that balsamic phase, and that phase is going to feel like you don't really want to be out there in the world. It's going to ask you to actually go within and reflect and like get ready for the new cycle, because this is what we're talking about, a new cycle of the moon. Every time there's a new moon, this is a time to set an intention, and whatever, energy the new moon is in, that's the intention that you are invited to set. And so from the lens of astrology, the intention would be, what is Cancer energy? Cancer is intuition, it's home, it's family, it's the nurturing energy of the feminine, the goddess. It is the moon goddess. This is a space where the moon is really strong. She is in dignity. She feels at home. This is the high priestess. This is goddess Isis. It's a beautiful, powerful frequency. But now we are going to look at what is the energy of this moon in terms of the human design chart. So what I'm going to do is share the screen. But before I do that, actually, I don't want to forget, because I do have a lot of awesome things to share with you guys, and I always tend to forget to share. So please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you've been watching some videos and enjoyed them, please make sure, if you're watching this live or replay, that you actually give the video a thumbs up, and that you also possibly leave a comment in the chat, even share it on social media. I would love that, just to get the word out. Also, I invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. Speaking of the moon, a lot of what I do has to do with the moon, so it's kind of a passion of mine. And once you download that guide, you're going to enter my email list, and I send out a weekly Moon Magic Report, which is the horoscope for the week. I send out a monthly human design report, watching and following the transit of the sun through the human design gates and what that means for us. So what's like the flow of the month or the season, because I go by seasons. I always tell everybody I don't really go by months. I go by seasons. So our month starts around the 20, 21, 22, like that time of the month. That's when our month starts usually. And that's how I run the Starseed membership and all that good stuff. So definitely want to stay in the loop. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming up that I am like, my brain just like can't. With all these things, I usually get a million ideas and then they all like just fly away. But we're trying to write them down now. So no, I'm just kidding. But one exciting thing that is happening, first of all, tomorrow is our new moon ceremony celebration. We are going to have this celebration in our global community. If you have not joined the community yet, please do so. There's links below to everything that I'm talking about. The other thing is that, so the ceremony is tomorrow. Please come join us. The other thing is the book club has begun again. And we set a date for our first session for reading the book Jaguar in the Body, Butterfly in the Heart by Yarling. What is it? Darling. Oh my effing God. Dude, his name is just not familiar to me. So Raven's going to put it in the chat. I'm just kidding. But she probably will. And then I'll read it out loud. But it's an amazing book. And it's a book about shamanism. So if you're interested, come join us. The book club is totally free. And we meet every 2 weeks. Our first meeting is going to be on the 30th of July. And it'll be around 3 p.m. Pacific, 4, that's 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, Yaakov Darling Khan. Thank you. I'm like, Yarling. My brain's doing crazy things with that name. But yeah, so the book club is going to be amazing. July 30th is our first meeting, and we're going to be reading part 1. Literally, to become a part of this, you just need to join the global community. Create your account. It's free to create an account. It's free to join the global community. We have free events that we offer. We have weekly and bi-weekly yoga. We have monthly Kundalini yoga with me. We have the book circle. We have other events. We have new moon and full moon ceremonies and celebrations and other things as well that are all free for you to do. And we're going to keep adding stuff because we're just so excited and we love to give to our community. So please come join us. And join us for the book circle. And then the last announcement I want to make is that Jason and I are doing a masterclass called the Lionsgate Masterclass happening on August 8th of 2023, I believe around 5 p.m. Pacific. But this masterclass is going to be focusing on manifesting and working with the portal of the Lion's Gate. And some of us, that name sounds very familiar. We hear about it every year around August, on August 8th. It is a moment in time where there's beautiful alignments in the stars. And in the ancient times, it was when the sun rose with, when the Sirius star rose with the sun, that was the beginning of the ancient Atlantean year. And so it marks a significant symbolic energy and shift that is really powerful for us to work with. So we will share with you how to work with it. We'll talk a lot about manifesting. We'll talk about the laws of the universe, because understanding the laws of the universe is basically understanding how manifestation works, and maybe go into some of the reasons why maybe some of you feel, or some of us feel, like we are not manifesting and why, you know? So those are all really cool things that we're going to be covering. And we are going to give you a free ebook, or a complimentary ebook that him and I are actually writing right now, with different tools, exercises, meditations, and our experiences with manifesting in general. So it's actually going to be really fun. The link is below in the description. I am going to also post it in the chat. And the other thing is also that there's a early bird discount. Oh, it's not like letting me because it's too long, I think. Yeah, it's okay. There's a link. The link is in the description. But anyways, there is a discount. So if you sign up before the 25th, the early bird discount is $88. And if you sign up after the 25th, it'll be $111. So definitely want to make sure you sign up before the 25th of July. Yeah, right. Never a dull moment in this community. So now let's hop on over to the chart. How's the audio and how is the video, you guys? Please let me know. Always sometimes have a little bit of Wi-Fi issues, but always fixable. I also have allergies today. It's just part of the game. So you might hear me blow my nose a few times while we move through this energy. So let's actually take a look at this chart. This is the human design chart of the new moon in Cancer. And thank you guys for that confirmation. When we look for the transit readings, you never look at the design side. You only look at the personality side because this transit doesn't have a body. So, and we wouldn't be feeling it unless it was our body, right? So what you're looking at is all of the black hanging gates and black channels. So one of them that's actually defined right now is the 6124, which when we highlight it is called the channel of awareness. And it's being activated by the Earth and by Jupiter. And the Earth in human design is actually one of the planets that they use to calculate. So we've got the Earth and Jupiter. And I think that combination is actually really beautiful. Jupiter will magnify everything and kind of bring kind of an abundant energy. Jupiter is on the 24th and the Earth is on the 61st gate. And we'll read about this channel in a minute, but I just want to kind of introduce what is actually happening here. And what I do is I focus on the channels that are defined and also where the sun and the moon are at. The other channel that we've been talking about quite recently is the 360, which is called the channel of mutation. When I highlight this channel, it's got quite a few things, but the ones that we're focusing on are the North Node and Pluto. North Node, obviously, moving to purpose, destiny, collective purpose, individual purpose, seeing things moving into the future. Pluto, death, change, and transformation. And it's none other than the channel of mutation, which basically activates this frequency where at any moment, anything can happen and everything can change like in a flash. That's how mutation works. It's like it sits dormant and dormant and dormant and dormant and dormant. And then out of nowhere, boom, the mutation happens. And in that process of like being dormant, it kind of feels like nothing's going on and we're not getting it anywhere. So just wait, because soon enough, some crazy ass shit is going to go down and we're going to be like, whoa, feels like a whole new world. So that is the second channel that is defined in this chart. Now, if we look at the planets, we want to see where the sun and the moon are. The moon is on, obviously they're going to be at the same gate, right? Because it's a new moon. And they're at the 62nd gate and it's line 5. So where's the 62nd gate? This is in the throat center. So right here. And when I click on it, it's called the Gate of Details. Preponderance of the small. And the throat is the center for speaking and manifestation. The 60 is complete for you. Yeah, interesting. So let's focus on this and dive into it a little bit more deeply. So let me pull this up on my in my book. But as I do this, why don't I talk about what is the throat center? So the throat center is a center of communicating, speaking It's the voices through which we speak. Each of the gates in the throat center has almost like a different voice that speaks. And depending on which gates in the throat you have active, those are the voices that come out of you. And these are also ways that you also manifest, because everything in the chart is actually wanting to go towards the throat. It's like almost like a main center because it's the center of manifestation. And everything kind of comes towards the throat in the chart. And this is because this is the place where it comes out and into the world in a way. So what is the 62nd gate? It's called the gate of details, the preponderance of the small. These are people with an eye for detail who always need to know the facts. This is the gate that assembles, organizes, and labels the details of things in life in order that formula can be clearly expressed. These people have an eye for picking out very precise and sometimes obscure details in complex situations. The gift of these people is to explain the intangible, making it accessible through clear, factual expression. This is also the gate of naming. We don't have the 17th. So this channel is not defined. You have to have the 17th in your chart to have the channel defined. Excuse me. However, if you don't have it, then you're just going to feel this energy. And super sneezy today. Without the 17, these are people that may have all the details of a situation, but no ability to put them into a structural context. This is also a cross-species gate. These are people with the potential to communicate with and train animals. So Raessa says she has the 62nd. Maria says, I have none of these. I don't have these either in my chart. But so what are we looking at here? We're looking at an energy that is focusing on details. So this new moon, on top of it being, all the Cancerian energy and themes and that we can think about in the astrology sense, in the human design sense, it's asking us to focus. Like what are the details of the situation, or at least we're trying to make sense of things, like put some kind of structure, put some kind of order on it. The thing is that we won't feel like we're able to really formulate like an opinion about it. And that's because we don't have the 17th, unless you have the 17th, and then you will be able to make sense of it. You will be able to, have this understanding of it, or at least know how to express what you're feeling, or So we will most likely feel like we can't make sense of stuff. And that's because we're missing the 17th, which is the gate of opinion, which is people who form opinions by projecting their minds into the future in order to be of service. So it may not feel like fully complete, like sometimes the energy. Oh, there you go, Ariel. So because Ariel has a 17th, let's continue. Let's read about the 17th, the one that completes this channel. So having logical minds, these people need to organize the solution to their doubts into workable concepts ready to be expressed to others. They have to shape a new opinion out of a mental pattern so that it can withstand both testing and criticism. This is the gate of the right eye and pattern recognition. The 17th takes the answer to the doubt from the 63.4, which is a different channel, and forms an opinion from it. However, opinions at this stage of the conceptual process are merely theoretical and require the presence of the 62 to provide the detail and the hard facts in order to back them up. These kinds of people have an eye for seeing and understanding structures and frameworks, but no instant ability to share what they have understood. The way the eye sees something is often very difficult to translate without an image. These are visually oriented people, and it's also called the gate of time distortion. And so these people can have an unusual sense of timing. And the channel that they create together is called the channel of acceptance. And it's part of the collective understanding circuit. which is the one that tries to make sense of things by looking at the patterns and then projecting into the future so we can like improve the world. So you have a rare mental ability of seeing the bigger picture without getting bogged down in the details. However, if you do not take the time to look into all the relevant facts and details, your long-term visions will inevitably falter. So since you have the 17th, and if anybody has a 17th, this channel will be completed, and this is the energy that you will feel. These people need all the facts at their fingertips before they speak. Their opinions have to be backed up by detail. If they wait to be invited to speak, they can fascinate others with their detail and knowledge. If not, they can equally bore people with all kinds of unnecessary detail. Many 1762s have a weak right eye because they have been trying to share their opinions for most of their lives without waiting to be invited. Thus, they slowly destroy their capacity to see patterns clearly. These are natural organizers of others who are here to develop and improve logical patterns for the future. They are logical think tanks with managerial skills, though only at a mental level. Since these are visually oriented people, they work best with images. Their eye has the ability to see all the working parts of any structure, detect potential flaws, and prefer their opinion as to a possible solution based on detailed knowledge of the subject. These collective gifts are best sought after by many organizations. So, if you have the 17th, then you will feel that channel complete. But if you don't, you're going to be basically just kind of like swimming in details and maybe not be able to like, put it together, formulate an opinion, which is not a bad thing. At a later time, maybe we will be able to make sense of it or put it together in the way that we're like looking to do that. But in the meantime, we might just be swimming in details, like swimming in all of these facts and things, and maybe being drawn to like study things in a deeper way, but not, like I said, not really being able to form an opinion about it, just kind of observing, I guess. So that's basically where the sun and the moon are at. I wanted to, and then we've talked already about the 360. So why don't we actually talk about the 6124? Because this is the other channel. This is the channel that is defined, and we actually haven't really dove into this energy, but this is also going to be affecting us. And then right away, these two gates are in the ajna and the head center. And so the head is the pressure to know. The ajna is thinking and processing thoughts. So the 6124 is called the channel of awareness. So this is really cool because at the same time, and remember, this is the Earth and Jupiter, at the same time that the new moon, that's crazy, that the new moon is happening, this channel will be defined for all of us. So if you don't have it, it'll define itself for you. So I'm going to have it defined because of this moon when I normally don't. So if that's the case, you're going to feel this energy really powerfully moving through you. I never said hi to everybody in the chat, but I do want to say thank you guys all for being here. Raven, Jill, Raessa, Jeanette, Maria. Thank you. Ariel, Lisa. Yes. So what is this energy of this, this channel? So the 61st is known as the gate of mystery, inner truth, people who are under considerable mental pressure to resolve what is unknown. As the gate of inner truth, this is the place where inspiration can potentially be mutative. In other words, of the many thoughts and inspirations that come flooding through this gate, some may have a lasting impact on the lives of others. Hello, Dane. Welcome in. Such inspirations are often experienced as the light bulb going on in the brain, as a sudden moment of epiphany or satori. Oh, I love that you love this. This can be deeply inspiring for others as long as it can be expressed clearly and at the right moment. The 61 puts the 24 under pressure to come up with a concept that must eventually be expressed. Without the 24, the 61 is the love of a mystery without the need to solve it. The 24th, the gate of rationalization. This gate screens all the new thoughts that come through the 61, selecting what is useful and potentially inspiring others. It has great potential to impact others since once it is clear. But without the 61, these people are looking for a mystery to resolve, probably not finding one. The channel of awareness, which is what we are going to be experiencing, is the design of a thinker. And this is part of the individual knowing circuit, which means we tend to feel like we're on our own journey, our own path when we have a lot of individual circuitry. So long as you are not using it to try and resolve your own life, your mind is always capable of inspiring someone else to see life in a totally new light. So those of us that are having experiences right now that feel challenging will feel this activation on the new moon and hopefully gain some insight, if not for themselves, for those around them as well. So look to people to gain insight, you know? The world's great thinkers. These people are here to inspire others to think about life's mysteries. These are minds that constantly need to explore new intellectual areas in new ways. Such minds are capable of creating whole new ways of thinking about things, and they need a great deal of recognition in this. These are people who need and love silence. They can be the kind of people who experience sounds or voices inside their heads because they are acoustically oriented. Listening or playing music can be an extremely soothing way for them to release their mental pressure. So if you feel that mental pressure on Monday, play some music. Do something calming, through the auditory system. These people are also melancholic minds where inspiration comes suddenly and unexpectedly, but can never be controlled or predicted. So we have a couple now of energies that are like unpredictable energies, right? So like, this is like the channel of mutation, which lies dormant until one day it just boom, activates. And then there it is. Boom, there it is. Oh, there it is. And then you have on the other end of the spectrum, literally like all the way on the top of the chart, this channel that is about inspiration. But inspiration that comes, you can't predict when. So some of us may be sitting, waiting, and nothing is going to happen. And some of us may be sitting, waiting, and boom, there it is. So that's an interesting energy for this new moon. I think these are all things that we can definitely use ourselves to help us to navigate the energy. And I want to read from the Wisdom Keeper's Inner Guidebook about the 62nd gate, which is the gate that the new moon is happening on, to gain a little bit of intuitive oracle guidance. So the 62nd gene key. Intelligence is of the heart, whereas intellect is of the mind. This gene key moves from the shadow of intellect to the gift of precision to the city of impeccability. My gift to you. I want you to know the difference between the intellect and true intelligence. The intellect is your mind's ability to think, gather facts, and manipulate knowledge through language. It is wonderful, but limited. The more intellectual you are, the less true intelligence you use. The next time you look around you, look with your whole heart. Take in the essence of our mysterious world deep into your soul, and you will begin to taste true intelligence. From this place, you will care less about potential humiliation and more about speaking, writing, and inventing with love. In the language of simplicity, you will become an embodiment of precision and transform the world. And these are questions for contemplation on this new moon. Do you feel stuck in life's details with no creative outlet? Is it hard to switch off your mind? Is it always going? Does your mind often pick apart the flaws in people's thinking? Go on a heart walk. Instead of looking at the world and noticing the facts, see if you can impeccably feel the spirit. Listen to the trees. Feel into the people. Notice how this experience impacts the way you feel and communicate. Be open to surprise as you reconnect with your true intelligence. That's so beautiful. I love how the Gene Keys interweaves the wisdom of always coming back to the heart. And yeah, that's great for this, because we are definitely possibly a little too much in our heads right now, and that's okay. We have also an opportunity to be in our body, and we can use both of these things together during this time. So the two truly defined centers of this new moon is the root, the sacral, the ajna, and the head. And it's like literally the pressure from below and the pressure from above activated, but in a way that we can feel like we have some kind of consistent way of actually dealing with the stress. We can trust our bodies right now, the wisdom of our bodies to respond. And we can trust our mind to decipher, information and thought patterns, and be able to at least channel the inspiration that comes from the crown, from the higher centers. So it truly is a powerful energy, especially if you don't have these centers defined. You're going to feel like you have them defined, and that's going to feel amazing. And they are already right now, especially the sacral and the root. I'm not sure about Jupiter and Earth. They have to be, I think. I don't have the just now chart, but maybe we can look at the just now chart and see. Actually, that would be a good idea. Let's see this. Yeah, so it's pretty much almost the same. So we're already feeling all of these frequencies. Already feeling all of them. So far, only the sun right now in this moment is on the 62nd, and the moon's making its way towards the sun. So that's going to happen exactly at like 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. So the new moon is actually happening exactly around 11 a.m. But so that's what we got. The channel of awareness and the channel of mutation. That's good, right? Having awareness of how to deal with life is really good. And then being able to just face whatever it is that wants to show up for us in our lives through this sort of channel of mutation that can happen whenever it wants to. At least having that ability to be aware of what's going on is a good thing. So I hope you guys have an amazing new moon in Cancer. I want to thank you guys all for being here and watching this video live, and also watching the replay. I hope you got some insight out of this information. Please join us tomorrow for the new moon celebration in our global community. Join us for the book club circle, starting our first session July 30th. All of this is happening in the global community. And join me and Jason for our Lionsgate Masterclass happening on August 8th of next month. I hope you guys have a beautiful new moon, and I will see you next time. Sat Nam.